try to add some more information, represent a little bit some new ideas or about the situation about the Golan Heights.
Okay.
And I will start, and maybe I also ask my colleague from the Coalition for the Israeli Golan, Dr. Ophir Ivri. He's our chairman of the executive committee of the NGO. This is a bipartisan NGO coalition for the Golan Heights. We promote in Israel and outside of Israel what we think some new ideas about the new situation that is now in the Middle East, mainly in the northern border of Israel in the Golan Heights. And we think that the Golan Heights and the Israeli security challenges vis-a-vis the Syrian border, vis-a-vis the Iranian there, is a key aspect for Israeli security, is a key issue for new policy in Israel, and has to be also a key issue of maybe new thought even here on the Hill about the US interest in the region. We are here because I know as the cabinet secretary and as a young Israeli, from early days that Israel and United States has a unique relationship. We share, first of all, same values, we share same ideas, and we share basically same security interest and same interest in the Middle East. So for us as an Israeli NGO, it was important to introduce to you, and I want to thank you that you come to listen, those ideas, because we think bottom line that the region is total change, and what was in the past will not be in the future. It's very basic, and it's mean that part of the policy, part of the ideas that maybe were relevant till 2011, it's irrelevant for today and mainly irrelevant for the future. And this is very complicated to adapt new thought, because as human beings we like the idea that if we have some idea fix and some understanding about complicated issue, we try to stuck on the same concept. And we think also from the internal Israeli debate and discussion, there is some total rethinking about the situation in the north, about the situation in the Golan Heights, about the future of Golan Heights. And if it was till 2011, some part of the Israeli politics that thought that maybe there is a case, there is a leadership in Syria, there is a stability in the region and stability in Syria, there is a formula for an agreement with the Syrian regime, with the Assad family, the Assad group. I think today it's a consensus in Israel that things change. And this is an assumption for, say, the main parties in Israel. I heard that also one of the head of the opposition, Yair Lapid, was here in the United States, I introduced almost the same idea 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So it was important to me to emphasize that what we are talking about is almost a consensus in Israel. And I think when we see the situation in the Middle East, there is two main reasons for the current instability. One is almost obvious, it's Iran. Iran, ambitious, Iran hegemonians, and also in Iran, I want to cut it to two aspects, because it was very, I don't want to say popular, but on the radar to talk about the Iranian ambitions to achieve non-conventional capabilities. All the nuclear discussions and agreements was on focus on this issue. During that time, it was less understand and less people pay attention to the conventional aggressiveness of the Iranian. The conventional ambitions that in the last 7 years, what the Iranians did in the region is to create a direct corridor that leads from Tehran to the Mediterranean via Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. So the front line with the Iranian ambitions, with Iranian hegemony in the Middle East today is at the northern border in Israel at the Golan Heights. So the issue of the Golan Heights is connected direct to the big questions how to deal with those challenges. If we are talking about the future of the Golan Heights, there is only two options today. Or it will be in Israel, or it will be under Iranian influence. If the Iranian, direct or non-direct, via their troops, together with the Syrian, or by a proxy with the Hezbollah or other Shiite groups, if there will be in those areas, for sure will not be any stability. It's mean that sooner or later, US has to do something of that. It's mean if we are talking about boots on the grounds in the Middle East, in this complicated area, any step that will lead those troops close to the Sea of Galilee, to Israel, it's mean we take risk that we cannot do. It's mean that this will lead to a new war. And from the Israeli point of view, and I think from the free world point of view, this is a total different war that was between Israel and Arab countries and Israel and Iran. This is a new ballgame. So after 50 years of Israeli exist in the Golan Heights, after Israeli annexed the area, after 7 years that change total the region, that change the population in Syria, in Iraq, in the Middle East, that create millions of refugees, hundreds of thousands of deaths, millions of wounded people. We cannot adopt a policy that lead to understanding that we can create from this omelette that happened back, do it as an egg. We can make from an egg an omelette, but we cannot make from an omelette an egg. So, as I said, security is first a main issue, but not only security, and we want to talk about, it's also that we believe that to try to lead to a new stable position, new stable point in the Middle East, the free world, US, for sure Israel, has to adopt a new policy. And a new policy is, if I want to say, and this is a difficult word to adopt or to believe, but the arrangement has to reflect the situation on the ground. And what we see till today, that the previous arrangement didn't really reflect the situation on the ground, didn't reflect the ethnic diversity on those countries, and that's lead for huge bloodshed, murders, hurt human rights in the numbers that we cannot even imagine. Sarah talked about the white helmets. This really was a great step. We are talking about several hundred people that we rescue. But on the same time, in the last only 2 months, 3 months, in a small region near the Israeli borders, in Dar area, hundreds of thousands of people died, 200,000 refugees. We like to be focused on those few hundreds white helmet. We think we did it the right thing. For sure it was the right thing. But those tactic aspects not bring the solution for the area. We must adopt and make a rethink about the policy, what have to be in this area, what has to be the end game on the region.